Hey guys, it's Norris from Extreme Athletics. What I want to do today is go over 5 simple stretches that you can do before you go surf. A lot of injuries stem from not being warmed up when people go out and exercise or go play a sport. So what I want to do is, like I said, is go over 5 really easy exercises that you can do before you surf to hopefully keep you injury free. The first one today is going to be a trunk twist. So what you're going to do is get a little bit of a wider than shoulder width stance in your feet. Slight bend in the knees, just put the arms out to the side, and you're really just going to twist from side to side, following your arms as you rotate. Okay, what that's going to do is stretch out your core, stretch out your rector spinae, and get everything kind of loosened up in the trunk. Okay, with surfing there's a lot of rotation, so we want to make sure that we kind of crack the back a little bit and get everything stretched out before we paddle out. Next one is going to be an arm hug. Okay, we do a lot of paddling. All right, so the shoulders need to be loosened up the entire time. So an easy exercise that I like to do is just called an arm hug. So start with your arms out in front. You're just going to reach back as far as you can, and then give yourself just a big hug, big grizzly hug, wrapping those arms all the way around your body. Reach back again, and now you're going to put the opposite arm on top. Okay, squeeze tight, and then you're just going to kind of loosen up, and then just really work on slapping yourself in the back. What that's going to do is stretch out your chest, and then stretch out your upper back as well. If you want to throw in some forward arm circles, backward arm circles, whatever you want to do, that's fine, but I really recommend getting some arm hugs in before you go do that. Next exercise that we're going to go over is a lateral lunge. What you're going to do is get a really wide stance, all right? Make sure that your toes are facing forward. What we're going to do is stretch out your adductors, okay, your adductors. What they do is help move the legs inside, okay, and then to the out. So what we're going to do is shift all of your weight over to one side. Make sure that your heels stay on the ground though. You don't want to come up onto your toes. What that's going to do is put all that weight into your knees, and that's what we don't want to do. We want to stay off the knees. So make sure that you sit all your weight back. That's going to shift all your weight into your glutes and your hamstrings. Now with this leg, you're going to keep it locked out, you're going to keep it straight. So you're going to feel a big stretch from your ankle all the way up to your hip. Okay? You're going to hold that stretch for about 3 seconds, come right back up, and then shift to the other side, now stretching that adductor on the opposite leg. Make sure you're coming up into the middle, and as that muscle starts to loosen up, you can start getting a little bit lower. Okay? So like I said, as that muscle starts to loosen up, the blood flow starts to increase, you can start to get a little bit lower in that stretch. Now lately we've seen a lot of MCL injuries with a lot of surfers, so what this is going to do is kind of help loosen up all those joints, tendons, and ligaments in there and really help prevent you tearing an MCL while you're out there surfing. Alright, next exercise, squat. Okay, probably one of the most basic exercises. A lot of people get this wrong though. So with your squat, easily done on the sand. Get your shoulder width stance, okay, with your feet. You can rotate the toes out just a little bit if you want. I wouldn't go too wide though, okay? So point the toes a little bit forward. What you're going to do is just squat down, but first motion is going to be sitting your butt back, so that's going to put all your weight into your heels. Going to drop the butt all the way down, pushing the knees out, holding for 2 seconds at the bottom, coming all the way back up and squeezing your glutes. Okay, the reason I tell you to squeeze your glutes is that's going to help activate them, activate your posterior chain, helps reduce your risk of injury. All right, with this exercise, we're stretching out the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, okay, the hips, we're hitting it all. So I want you to get all the way down, come right back up, squeeze the glutes. You're going to do 10 of these. On the 10th one, you're going to hold at the bottom, and you're going to take your elbows, you're going to push your knees out so you get an extra stretch in your hips. Okay? So just hold like that. Again, making sure that you're keeping your weight on your heels, really working the knees out, holding, and then coming up. Okay? All right, last stretch. I call this a static lunge stretch. You're going to come down to one knee. Okay, what we're going to do is really stretch out the hips here. Put your front foot way out in front. Okay? Lay your back foot flat. You can see it out to the side there. Chest up nice and tall. Push those hips forward. You're going to get a big stretch right there in your hips. I just want you to hold. Okay? Hold for 5 seconds. Come back up. Ease back into it again. Hold for another 5. back up. So the reason that we're going back and forth is we're trying to get the blood flow in there and working the muscle so that the hips really start to loosen up. Okay, to make this stretch a little bit tougher, what I want you guys to do is you can put your opposite hand on the ground directly across from your foot. Grab your back toes with your hand, and you're really going to pull that toe, pull your heel towards your butt. What that's going to do is give you an added stretch here in your hips, as well as stretching out your quads, okay? So we're stretching out two muscles at the same time. For a little more torque, you can grab it with your other hand. Now we're working on a little bit of balance, and we're just holding there. So now I'm stretching out my quad and my hips, getting a good deep stretch in there. And then you guys can just do the same thing on the opposite side. All right? Now I recommend going through this circuit about 2 or 3 times if you want. Shouldn't take you longer than 5 or 10 minutes. Okay? Just taking that extra 5 to 10 minutes will keep you safe, because if you get injured, you're going to be out of the water a lot longer, and you're really going to wish that you would have taken the 5 to 10 minutes to dedicate to stretching the muscles out. All right? Now, a lot of people ask me about sets and reps. Like I said, you can do that 2 or 3 times. For reps, for the trunk twist, I would do 5 to 10 each side. For the arm hugs, 5 to 10 total. 10 squats, lateral lunges should be 5 to 10 on each side. And then with this stretch, you can either hold for time, or you can just work back and forth for a certain amount of reps. I would say maybe 5 or 10 as well. All right? That's it for today. 5 simple stretches that you can do before you surf. And we'll see you guys on the water. Thanks.